So this is the third question from the Chapter 2, Section 1 quiz that you took. So this is just a review of that question. So it says the parent function f of x is equal to x squared is vertically stretched by a factor of 3 and translated 4 units right and 2 units up to create g. So you need to write g in vertex form. First of all, vertex form, what is it? So vertex form is y or f of x, depending on what form you're trying to go for. So f of x is equal to a times x minus h squared plus k, where h represents your horizontal translations and k represents the vertical translations. A is your vertical stretch or the vertical compression. Again, and it depends on what the factor is. So for ours, we can go ahead and start with the basics. So they want us to call this one g of x, so we would write g of x is equal to, leave a little space for your compression or your stretch, your reflection, parentheses x, and your parentheses with another space so that you can put in your h if you have one. Make sure you square it because the original function was squared, so when you add in the transformations, it still needs to be squared. And then again, now we can add or subtract something for our vertical. So this one says it's a vertical stretch by a factor of 3. Since it's vertically, we don't need to change it, we just need to put a 3 in front. Then it says that we have a translation 4 units to the right. If we're going 4 to the right, it means that we need to write the opposite inside the parentheses, so minus 4. 2 units up is 2 units up, so plus 2. So we're going to add 2. And then you're done with the question. There's nothing else to do. If this had talked about a reflection over the x-axis, it would have been a negative 3 in front instead of a positive. And then beyond that, the only thing that would alter or change would be maybe it would be a compression by a 1/3 instead of a 3, or your translations could be in other directions or at different numbers. The steps and processes are just are the same as long as you remember what goes where. In this case, that's really all it bears down to. Can you remember what goes where? Beyond that, you need to remember that you do need the square or the indication of the function. If you don't write down what kind of function it is, it's no longer what you're doing, and the question would be considered wrong. So again, make sure that you remember what vertex form is, what the different variables at this point of time represent. The x is really the true variable, but you don't ever change that when you're writing it in vertex form. Okay, that is the end of the third question.